Hey everyone, we're back to do some more trade in the side area. Come take a seat, let's go for it. So I've picked a time at the moment and it's just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's shake the legs out, we know the deal. And so it's much less glary as the sun is. You can just see it a little bit, it's just right above, just coming over the top there. So I think we're going to be a bit better. But honestly, if I look like I'm closing my eyes, it's because I'm absolutely dead tired. Just really pooped, cross the legs up there. We haven't been sleeping the greatest last couple of days, and my early morning starts can be pretty tough. I don't know how many people know others who are in the fitness industry, but it's pretty standard for like a 6 a.m. sort of training session to begin. Now in lockdown, the very beginning of lockdown, everyone was saying, oh hey, we don't have to wake up so early, we don't need to travel, let's do our training session times at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Lovely, loving life, not a problem. Now the problem is everyone wants to now get back into their work, so everyone's starting earlier. So I've even done a couple of 5:30 starts to just try to fit everyone in, switch over. And today was a 6 o'clock start after the whole week of early starts, and today's Friday afternoon. And I'm absolutely pooped. So I'm bringing this to you because Saturday and Sunday we're going to be doing some cleaning, and let's be honest, we're all out of lockdown. So when we watch this, I'm hoping that you have enjoyed your time out of this restrictive movement pattern that we've been in quite stretch for a while, and enjoy that for as much as you possibly can. Amy's at her grandparents today, so she's having an absolute ball going down there. I haven't even thought about when I can go down and see mine there. We had such a nice routine for a couple of years where I'd see both of them on a Thursday, and I'd love to get back to that. That's obviously pre-COVID, but I would love to get back to that switch over. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, you guys are my last thing I need to do before I get an hour and a half break. And I'm happy to report we have some tiramisu in the fridge, and a coffee that is definitely for me to make, so I can enjoy just to stay awake. Go on, stretch. Let's go to hamstring, because I'm a bit pooped. I'm going to keep bringing my good energy for everyone. But if you notice, hey Adrian, you're sounding a little flat there. You're looking a bit pooped. That's all that's going on. But that's okay. We'll call that life. Good, keep rotating the hips around, stretch up hamstrings. I'm hoping your day, morning, afternoon, whenever you're getting a chance to watch this, you're feeling good and energized, and hoping that the exercise will give you a bit more energy. It always does for me, which is good, which is why I had a couple of options. I could have just smashed down the cake and coffee beforehand and then come and done this, but the truth is, just with some simple movements and hydration, I just drank a whole nice big glass of water, and I've got my other one there. That's all you really need, just to get a little bit of extra hydration into you. Excellent, calf stretch. And on this particular day too as well, it's actually really, so this is the Friday of the first day where we're all able to move out a bit, and it's just a nice warm sunny day there. But I noticed that my hay fever started kicking in. We're out in the balcony there, and just so much extra, pollen going around there. And I think that's probably actually, if I think about it, that's probably what's just adding on to us as well, because that normally makes me feel a bit drained and a bit fatigued, which is about how I'm feeling, which I know, but that is okay. I'm not here to whinge, just to inform. I will soldier through, as always. Have some water. Look forward to a good night's sleep. Oh yeah, that should be fun. Who knows if it's going to be an early night, but it'll be a relaxing night. Once I finish up there, I'll be a couple more hours and we will be good. Lovely, tabletop stretch. Get over the top, so I'm just taking a slight angle, just because if I go from side to side, I don't actually know if I've got enough room, if I'm totally honest. So just a nice little angle, rotate around, feels nice. Good to just shake it out side to side. As always, make sure we've got some good footwear, some water close by, a bit of space, and a nice set of chair. Okay, if you want to have yourself a quick drink break, this is perfect too. You'll notice too, I've got my set of dumbbells, and I've brought my band, so we're going to go through a couple of variations. We're probably going to move at a little bit of a slower pace between everything, but spend a bit longer in doing the movement patterns there, so that's all good. Grab yourself some water. You can see our cool little yoga mat sitting in the corner here. That's going to be, I've used them in a while, since the whole selling of the house there. That's been a decor thing there. Normally, if I'm going to do some stretch, I'll use my mats inside. And be on the nice carpet versus the floorboards for sure. Okay, we are ready. Yes, let's do it. Alright, the band to begin with. Come with me, band. Lovely, we're going to go in the seated position. Now, if you didn't have a band, you could use this with a dumbbell, so I'll show you the variations in between them. Okay, grab and hold, wind up, depression, retraction, pull it apart. I have to center myself a little bit better here. That's exactly my full wingspan. That's exactly what that is. Full wingspan to touch it side to side. We still haven't worked out how we're going to use this room a lot, but I feel like, keep going, man. I can definitely keep talking while training, so can you. But we definitely feel like it's going to be more of a green room to start off with. Which is, like I said, the water fountain and get some greenery in here. So slowly this will start to evolve. Amy's plan was actually to go to appointments today there, but we might do it sometime during the weekend. So maybe in the next couple of videos you might see that this space looks a little bit different. Good. Now, that's what the band looks like. If you had dumbbells, come here. If you had dumbbells, if you got the band all the way, keep going. But if you had dumbbells, the exercise is raise up with the shoulders and then execute it. Tricep extension from here. So you're doing a lateral tricep extension or a pull apart, but just with the dumbbells there. You can just see I'm going just under full extension as I don't quite have enough room, but I can most definitely, ta-da, more than enough room. Just depends on which way you face it. 3, a little bit harder with dumbbells too, by the way. 2, 1 to go. Excellent. If you didn't have any dumbbells, you always have the option of just going through here. You'll probably remember I had some different variations where you could change it from different angles. So there are different ones you can play around with. Cool. Good. So, dumbbells. If you were doing the rowing exercise, you could come forward with both dumbbells, squeeze your bum, pull back. A little bit harder with dumbbells. Dumbbells just force us to have to use our lower back and our glute and hamstring a little bit more to create that pullback. So that is the dumbbell variation. If you have dumbbells and you want to give that a go, please continue on. The cable variation. Good, both feet out in front. I'll go slightly wider stance. Wrap it up. Come forward, pull back. Similar. Right, the difference is the resistance pattern is from here, pulling back. But on the way down, you don't have to really worry about anything being a bit heavy where those dumbbells are always trying to pull you down. This cable is just trying to pull you towards your feet. So it's a little bit different, a little bit easier with the cable. Keep going with that rowing movement. Yeah, if you didn't have anything, just standard rowing. We know the deal. Squeeze your bum, pull back. You pick your variable. I'm going to go the lighter one today. That's okay. Sometimes we have to be nice to ourselves. I'm more looking forward to snooze time on the couch. Keep coming, team. We have our days. Some days feeling on top. Other days a little flat. All normal stuff. 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent. Now we can go through squats really nice and simple. We've got bodyweight squat. So bodyweight variation, drive from the glute, come up nice and tall, bring ourselves down. We know what that is, we've done heaps of times. Now, you've got the dumbbell variation. By the way, you pick the variable that you feel comfortable with and keep going. You don't need to go through all of these. You pick which one you like. You've got your squatting variation with the dumbbells. Now we can make that slightly a little bit harder by creating a little bit of a hammer curl position. So that hammer curl to finish off with, the movement pattern's always your glute. Your glute is the driving factor. So bring that to the side. Oh, glad I didn't hit the water then. That's probably pretty close to it. Squeezing through the glute, driving up. Control down, squeeze with glute, drive up. It's all about hip drive. Lovely. But if you didn't have any dumbbells, but you had a band, ta-da. Can you do it with a band, you say? The answer? Absolutely. Good. You wrap around, hardest part's by the middle point. Good. As you squeeze your glute, that is actually offering some resistance for me to thrust my hip forward because this band's pulling my shoulders down and making it harder for me to execute that movement. Sit down, squeeze your bum, stand up tall. I've just got a nice firm grip on this. Now if I wanted to make it a bit harder, I would wind up a bit more or I can take a further step to the side. So you can see that that's just too much resistance. I'm unable to lock my hip out. Good. That's pretty good. So just make sure I'm a bit more centered. Squeeze my bum. There we go. So that's probably the right resistance for me there. That this is holding, making it hard for me to drive through with my legs, making sure that I finish up nice, straight and tall. You keep going for me, team. It's probably pretty exhausted if you're still using those dumbbells. I don't mind, because I'm rested. So let me just show that to the side, so we're on the same page here. Good, wind it up, find your point, squeeze your bum, make sure it's a big strong thrust of that pelvis. Lock everything out there, make sure it's nice and tight. There, finish up with, nice, standing position. You've got the band, we're going to throw punches with it. I'm sure you can use your imagination. Imagine if you got the dumbbells, you could do the same thing. If you didn't have the dumbbells, you're just playing without the dumbbells. But in this one here, the band gives me the resistance for me to throw those arms out in front. And I remember the Mountain Council telling us that they'd done like a little bit of a show bag quite a while back there, maybe during the first couple of lockdowns, switch over stance, where they're giving out some of these bands, and that's excellent. These things are just, they're inexpensive, they're not expensive whatsoever. In fact, you can go down to, I think I was saying they're Kmart or something, they're like $3-4, and you can get one that's really nothing. But they offer some resistance for us to work with. Good. You can drop it a little bit lower, right, and throw some uppercuts. A little bit different, right? Notice I've got to sort of like lean back and throw that movement pattern there. You can see where that pulls in a little bit more from lower. Not everyone likes it, it's sort of lower rib cage, it can feel a little bit weird pushing along there, but it's just another variation. Because if you didn't have that there, you'd have your dumbbells, you'd be throwing your dumbbell uppercuts. I can imagine, I'm sure that you could imagine what that would look like. And if you didn't have that, then yeah, sure. You can throw it with your hands. You can always work with the height too. The higher you get it, the harder she gets. Good, stay with me team. Love to see another 20 seconds. Working with whatever variable you've got those dumbbells, keep going. If it's body weight, keep going. Just keep punching on. 10 seconds now. Yes. Good team. Throw it up. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, take yourself a seat. Good, we're going to go for a couple of different variations. Hurry up. Hey, up, there we go. Up. Sit next to me, lovely. Good, so a nice little variation is we can go for leg lifting out and lifting in. So all I've done is put the dumbbells on top of my leg, lift legs out, lift them in. Out, just alternate between. So lead with my right leg, then my left, bring left in, and then right in. Left out, right in, left in. You can just keep alternating between. That's one variation. It makes it a little bit harder with dumbbells. If you didn't have any dumbbells, you can lean back ever so slightly, and you can create that circular movement. So lifting your leg out, and you alternate between them. You might want to go the same leg over and over again before you change sides. All different variations. The idea is driving your leg off the mat, off the chair, and then bring it out to the side. Or you can use a band. The idea here is we're using quadriflexor and glute med, which is along the outside of the hip. Now with the band, you can do it. You just tie your legs up. Ain't that cool? So create a bit of a knot in it. Now sometimes you can double up the band. In this case there I'm just going to go single. A little bit easier for me to tie. Nice and tight. Good. And I'm just working on bringing my leg in and out. Good, I can work both of them at the same time. So this driving out fires up my glute med. Good, take your time, work with it. You can also do an isometric hold. So I'm just showing heaps of variety for today. Isometric hold means a really wide stance. And I'm trying to hold this. Now this band wants to bring my knees in like this. My job is to try to fight and resist that band. Could you do it standing up? Yeah, right? Soft legs through legs. Take a big wide stance, pull those knees out. So I'll show that again. Soft through knees, take a big wide stance, pull those knees out. Once that knee position is out there, you can just tell that band is doing this to my knees. I'm resisting it. Firing up my glute med. Hey, let's see if we can hold this for another 30 seconds, right? You can also get a little creative if you really want to. You can do a little bit of shifting side to side. We've got sumo walks, which is a little bit of a silly movement. You're just sort of waddling side to side, just making sure I've got Yep, not touching anything there, just waddling through it there. So you're sort of swiveling as a waddle. Home straight. 10 seconds. Good, you might notice your glute means firing up a fair bit. Whew. Stay with it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Whew. Pop those guys off. Have a walk around, team. Let's get ourselves a drink break. I'll unravel that. And yeah, today obviously being a warmer day there, this room got real hot probably about an hour and a half ago there, so we've got the flyaway screen at the moment just to get a bit of airflow through there. If I'm totally honest, I might open this door up to, oh yeah, that's a bit nicer, just a little bit of extra airflow through the house. Whew, nice. It's good to build up a bit of sweat, get the heart rate up. As always, a bit of active recovery. Move the legs around, feels all good. And this is the best bit, even though, you know, it'll be Monday, this one's supposed to be Wednesdays, you know, you might have plans to go out and see people, but that doesn't mean that you can't do this later on in the afternoon or in the evening. We make sure we get it done, team. That's the big one. Okay, pop you down there. Whew, feeling okay. That's good. All right, standing up, we're gonna do some shoulder pressing. So, bringing the weight up, shoulder press. Both arms, allow that arm to drop down, press up. So you can see it from the side there, I'm just pressing right above the head. Not pushing forward, just straight above the head. If we spoke about sort of leg position or starting position, just a slight drop of legs. Squeeze your bum, bicep up, rotate, just play with shoulder press. Good, you pick whichever intensity and whichever device you have. Now shoulder press with this can be a little bit different. We can wrap this around our back, right? Bring it underneath my shoulder arms, and then press from here. Check this out. Can you see where that band's sitting? Now it feels a little weird, it pulls underneath your arms. If if it's not pulling too much, it's not too bad for you there. You can see where it's sitting, and I can just create that raise from there. It sits underneath and using that as a leverage point to be able to hold that tension and then place off that. So that's both arms. Or I can alternate between it. I could just say Amy shot me a text of Lulu's over at Grandma and Tim's, Amy's grandparents' place, and yeah, she'll be running amok over there. She'll be having so much fun. And they would love, and they get so excited having Lulu jump on their laps and run around and lick them and run off, and it's nice for everyone. Good, so that's shoulder press with this guy there. Now, if you're still shoulder pressing with the dumbbells, keep going. You're going to be absolutely exhausted, but that's okay. If you didn't have anything, you can alternate between it. I like this lateral touch. Lateral touch just means that we're moving to the side to do that. And this is just a touch. This is more of a punch. You can see I'm really trying to push it. That's a touch. I'm just reaching over and giving it a touch. Now you can make it a little bit harder by coming down and then reaching, or you can make it a little bit more shoulder loading by keeping your arms up the whole time and doing alternate touches. All those different variations make it tough. All right. Let's rest it. That stuff can get very, very tricky. Whew. I hope you were feeling good. So dumbbell overhead pull apart. So wrap it up. Good. You've got the option of leaning back into the chair or sitting upright. Generally prefer sitting a bit more upright. Above your head, pull it out to the side, right down to your chest. And then if you want to get creative, you can pull behind the back of your head. I'll show what this looks like laterally in a sec. Just take your time, work through it. Pull it out to the side, yeah. Good, so that is the play around. So let's see it laterally, rotating to the side. Good, wind it up. Right, so above the head, so pull it in front. A little bit tight, there we go. Pull it behind. All these little variations of the movement, they can make it a little bit tougher. Now, the question is, if you don't have a band, how do you do it with a dumbbell, Adrian? Because you can't exactly pull apart, and you're exactly correct. But we can still fire up the same movements. So we can do very similar movements firing up the same muscle groups. And what we're going to do is a lateral raise. Out around, you can get a touch at the top and bring it down nice and slow. Very similar. Similar with the shoulders. Pulling it down. Get a little bit of lat work into it there. You're going to get plenty of trap, which is the top part of your shoulder. So deltoids, your shoulders, top part here is your trapezium. Just sits up along the top area there. So that guy's going to work nice hard. So that's how you want to do it with a dumbbell. Hey, if you're still going with a dumbbell, the only downside of white walls, you can't rub everything up against it. I've already tell us a couple of scuff marks there because I'm throwing stuff against it. It's pretty standard. Now, if you didn't have any dumbbells, can you do this? Absolutely. Maybe pull out in front and then try to pull back and clap behind your head. So you might want to clap in front and then clap behind. Let's show that laterally. Alright, hoping we're all doing a good team. Hope you guys can deal with my just generally a little bit slow with my energies. Whew, it's tough, but I soldier through. In front, behind. Just work through it. In front, behind, in front, behind. So you can see just some simple little variations. And I like just showing there's no one size that fits all for everyone, and then depending on what equipment you've got, you can play with some different variables. Alright, bring it in, push and pull with our legs. Let's get our legs moving. We're doing great here, team. I can see we've got 3.5 minutes left. We're going to stay strong. We're going to do it together before we get our recovery. Alright, push and pull. Now, we're going to make it a bit faster. Jams our heart rate up a little bit more, makes it a bit harder. I notice we've got a nice little bruise on my legs, which we have a clue where it's come from. I do walk into things, so quite a good possibility. 2, 1, good. Double leg slams. Good, if you're feeling good, create a bit of that impact. You can be in your standing position. Now I don't suggest double legs in 2 legs at a time. So you've got singles, alternate between them. But sure, if you feel comfortable and you want to give that a bit of a go, you can absolutely do that. My big tip here is just making sure that you're soft through your leg, you're never locking out. Soft through your legs and flat foot landing. You can see when I land, it really vibrates through my whole body. Exactly what should be happening, you should be running tension up there. You don't want to be locking anything else where that jolt loads straight up into your knee. You're not going to do anything good. To create some impact, I'm going to go singles for this one. Create some impact. Good, let's think of it as like a square. 2 forward, 2 back. 2 forward, 2 back. Again, keep driving, create some impact. Create some impact. Good, you might want to change lead legs. Now I'm leading with my right leg. Right forward, left. Right back, left. Right forward, left. Right back, left. Good. So I'm going to change it over again. Keep trying to keep it nice and even. You may notice you've got one leg that you feel more dominant with your slam. Tends to happen, depends on where we're more favoured with. And then just trying to keep that concentration. And making sure that we're getting the slam notes and just coming slowly closer. Happens every single time I do videos. I just can't help it. I'm moving in and out and in and out. And it's all part of the fun. 2, 1. Good, then we've got a little fun one there I wanted to throw in there. It's called a wall hold. I don't know if anyone knows what a wall hold. Some people know it as a wall sit. So the idea is you lean up against a wall, feet just a little bit down in front of you. What you want to do is just soft bend through your legs and just let your bum slide down along that wall. And you're going to notice a bit of thigh tension here. Right, so the idea is to relax the top half of your body, a little bit of thigh tension. If you want to make it a little bit harder, move yourself down a little bit more on the wall. Now the trick here is you don't want your feet too far out in front. Now if your feet are too far out in front, I'm going to over-exaggerate this, you just start sliding. It just becomes a mess. Everyone will probably see my legs coming further and further in front. But what you want to do is actually keep them just only a little bit away from the wall. So I am, alright, so this will give you an idea. 1 foot away from the wall. 1 foot away from the wall. And squat myself down. Good. Everyone just use a foot and that will be a nice little gauge for you there. How about we do this? I'm looking at my timer here. How about we do this for 40 seconds? I know I asked for a lot, but you can do it. 3, 2, 1. We're on. Good. So the key here, bum back up against the wall. Draw your shoulders back. Relax through your shoulders. So you're drawing your scapula back, but relaxing through here. Breathe. You'll notice top of your thighs will get a bit heavy. You'll get plenty of tension. If you need to, jump out of it, just sit up. So bring yourself up nice and tall against the wall. That's what you'll do. If you need to have a bit of a rest, but if you're okay, stay in here. Maybe when you get up off the top there, you just want to shake your legs around. All that type of stuff will help. But if you could tolerate just holding this position, go for it, team. 3, 2, 1. And there's your recovery. We've got bugs everywhere in here. Well done. Hey, shake it out. Gets our heart rate up. That is wonderful work, team. Let's get some water into us. Oh, wow. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit better here. The sun's just a bit more over. I can still tell there's a bit of glare. So I'd be interested to see, yeah, which way's the sun? The sun's, yeah. So if I'm straight ahead here, and right above you guys is 12 o'clock, I'd say the sun's probably at maybe like 10:30 or so. So it's just the roof. I don't know how much you guys can see. That's the edge of the roof right there. And so yeah, just on a slight angle there. So definitely cooled down. It's what, 2:30 or so now. Now, I might find the best time to do this would be like 4 o'clock where the sun's completely on the other side of the house, and yeah, I'll be absolutely fine, but it's definitely much better. I think my eyes are just tired because of everything else. All right, let's sit down and let's go through our good stretching. Wonderful work, team. Love that you come join us for these sessions. Brings me a lot of joy to be able to create the content so we can have a bit of fun. Yeah, so still haven't heard anything from Darren, just in case you guys are wondering. I think it's more about let's play it by ear and see how everything's planning out. Once people start to open things, and this would be, right now it's day 1 when you guys see this on Wednesday, it'll be day 5, day 6 of how everything's sort of panning out, and that alone will sort of dictate when we're able to see each other again. Let's be honest, today's the 22nd. Maybe wipe out the rest of this month and sort of see what it looks like early next month, and we just go from there. See if we can get a couple of really good weeks. I'd love to get 4, 5, 6 weeks would be really cool. Just before Christmas, 6, that would be nearly 7, but I'd say it'd probably be more 6 weeks. That'd be awesome. And then I'll have my paternity leave through January. And then hopefully be able to return back February and see everyone, and that would be fun. It would be very different, right? Especially when you get so used to being at home, and I'm not going to know myself sleeping in. I joke. I'm sure there's a lot of mums out there. Haha, Adrian, you bored sleeping? You wish. Be more tired than I've ever probably experienced. Switch over, but like a couple of my friends and other family members said that, you have a different level of energy, right? You run on fumes, but you still just get stuff done, and it's impressive how much further deeper you can go on sort of being a little bit sleep deprived and still have to make decisions. So we'll see how we go. I really love my sleep, so who really knows where we're going to go with all this and sleep stretch. But I'll keep it posted, If I'm still able to create some video and content and that type of stuff, I can do that, and I can always create just like a little simple video and show the little guy when we have him and put him on the page there for everyone. I think that'd be really nice. Just run a pass with Darren there and just show that everyone will be able to see, and it's all nice. You can be part of the big journey of it all. All right, switch over. What do we do, right? Just got to make it work in a COVID or a pandemic type situation. All right, stretch these hammies up. Oh, they feel good. And wow, I am so excited. Lose my belt. So excited to have my coffee and turn myself. Oh, that sounds delicious. Calf stretch. That's the reason why I do so much training, so I get to eat all that lovely food and not feel too guilty. So I think it's got to be part of it. Otherwise, you can't say no to everything all the time. That seems a bit too sad, doesn't it? Switch over. I believe there'd be other people saying, yeah, it's a bit sad. We need to have fun in all of these things. Because you never know when the day comes. So whatever you've got on the table, just dive into it and be present and enjoy those moments, because those moments are special. Alright, tabletop to finish off with. Bring it down. Oh yes, I'm feeling a bit stiff through my back, and just give it a bit of a shake out there. Just lengthen it out, move it side to side, whatever you feel you need to do to make it feel nice and neat. Alright, team, wonderful work. We get this done every time. I'll see you all next week for some more training. Bye for now.